Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. Okay. Throughout my entire life, I have been America first, Americans first. You can go back to when I was a kid, ask people. My question always was, why are we sending money to feed starving kids in Africa when we have starving kids here in the United States? And I mean, this was well before I was politically astute as to what was going on. That was just common sense for a tween, okay? I mean, when I was 13, 12, something years old, okay? That was my thought process. That's never changed. It's also no big surprise, I've talked about this on the channel many times, that in my career as a recruiter, I am very, 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 very anti H-1B, okay? Immigrant labor. And I've told you guys all why. I mean, it's indentured servitude. Saw it firsthand. Listen to companies all the time going, we want to find somebody who will work for, less than prevailing wage and blah, blah, blah. Not getting into that. So imagine my shock today when I heard or read a comment made by Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, saying that after this accident, if you will, with the Indian truck driver who killed 3 people, who had a license but was here had a commercial driver's license and was here illegally, okay, and then tried to escape Florida. Marco Rubio came out and said, the U.S. State Department is going to review all current 55 million visas of people in the United States. And I about fell out of my chair. I'm like, we have 55 million people here on visas? Now, granted, some of them are tourist visas. I can't think that's a monster population of it there. Some of them are probably here, like Mrs. P came on spousal visas of some sort, one way or the other. Okay. So let's say if we take out those, there's still, guesstimating, 50 million people here on some sort of student visa or work visa or something like that. Then we take all the illegals that are here illegally, okay? How many of those do we have? We don't know for sure, but estimates are somewhere around 20 million people. So that means we have somewhere around 70 million people here in this country who are not Americans. If you do the math, that's roughly 1 in 5 people in this country. We have a population of about 350 million people. So stand on your front porch and go, house to the left, house to the right. 2 people live in that one, 2 people live in this one, 2 people live in that one. And better than one of those people mathematically would be an illegal or would be a non-American. Okay? And yes, you can say whatever you want about Mrs. P, but Mrs. P is an American citizen. We actually did it right. Go figure. Okay? But all these people that are bitching, complaining about the high cost of housing, agreed. Housing is expensive. I'm very happy we bought our house when we did. Okay? There's 70 million people that are competing with you for houses. What does that do? That drives the price up. All these people that are complaining about student loans, there's a portion of 70 million people that are taking those out too. taking those seats in the college that your kid wanted to get into and can't. For all those people that have been laid off a job and replaced by a foreign worker. How's your budget working? How many of you have had to train your H-1B replacements? Wasn't that you couldn't do the job. It was that they were willing to do it for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year less. And they'd work 60 to 80 hours where you were trying to work 40. And they can't complain because if they do, the boss says, well, we'll just pull your visa and send you back to India. You look at the cost of groceries, rent, anything, how your insurance rates have gone up, how your electricity bills go up. There's more demand for all of this stuff because we have all these foreigners who are not Americans here. And they use electricity and they cause accidents on the road, a lot of times on purpose, okay? They're trying to take jobs, they're renting apartments, they're buying groceries, etc., which is reducing supply for you and me and increasing demand for everybody. So supply has gone down, price has gone up. That seems to be America first, right? Nope. Again, it goes back to me saying, as I have my entire life, we need to put Americans first. I don't give a shit about the rest of the world until every kid in this country has a roof to sleep under and a belly full of food when they go to bed. Okay? All the homeless are taken care of. The homeless vets are taken care of. Where people can go get a job, a decent paying job, where they don't have to work 3 of them to make ends meet because Servinder has taken their good job and so now they're stuck doing Uber Eats and Welcome to Walmart on the weekend. No, that's got to stop. And so Rubio said that they are going to review all of these. And we need to start tossing people quick. I don't care. Tech companies who love H-1Bs, trust me, okay? Can't tell you how many times I was battling companies with that. We don't want an H-1B, but we want to pay an American an H-1B salary. You're not finding them. I've told you many times, good, fast, and cheap. Pick 2. Okay? Can't have all 3. You look at the fraud that comes in. I mean, I can tell you horror stories about diploma mills, fake resumes, people with no skills, guy who has a bank of telephones in front of him, who does all the phone interviews. This time his name is Sundeep. This time his name is Mohit. It doesn't matter. And then they just send whatever warm body out there who has that real name and go, well, I don't know what I'm doing. But the fake guy could pass the interview. This is the crap that goes on. All those spam calls you get, okay, right? The same mentality works in the workplace, the H-1B place, to bring these people into the country. We need to start tossing them out on their ass, revoking visas. No, I don't care Amazon. I don't care Microsoft. I don't care Oracle, Cisco, Intel, anybody. No, you hire Americans. The reason the H-1B program came up in the first place was the rule says once you've exhausted all possibilities of hiring an American, then you can go get an H-1B. It doesn't say once you've exhausted all possibilities of hiring an American at slave wages, then you can get an H-1B. No, it's not how the law works. That needs to be reformed. And so that's what Rubio's doing. And that's wonderful. And maybe we'll get rid of some of these people, these truck drivers who have licenses from California that shouldn't have them in the first place. Or all the other people gaming the system. I get people want to come here because they can make multiples of the amount of money they can in their home country. I get that. You want to better your life. But you don't do that at the expense of me, my friends, my neighbors, my countrymen. You know, it's interesting. Again, we have all these activist judges who are ruining the country. You know, the Democrats wonder why they are losing. It's because they keep taking the wrong side of all these sanctuary cities. You know, this Indian guy, Singh, down in Florida, tried to run to California because he figured he might be safe there after murdering 3 people. Because, it's a sanctuary state. It doesn't work that way, but, you know, you can try to game the law. So the Trump administration wanted to block funding from sanctuary cities and sanctuary states, especially for not helping ICE or restricting ICE, trying to prevent ICE from doing their duty. And of course, what did we get yesterday? We had a federal judge rule, again, an activist judge, that the Trump administration cannot cut funding for 34 cities and counties that were prohibiting ICE from doing their job. So when you look at this, you can not only blame the Democrats for allowing all these people in the country, but then you can blame the judicial system for stealing your money. Because those tax dollars that are being spent in sanctuary cities aren't coming from illegals. They don't pay taxes. You and I do. So we get to pay for their hotels, their food stamps, their walking around cash, their Obama phones, all this sort of stuff. And we have liberal activist judges who are saying we need to keep doing that. So the next time you're trying to buy a house, rent an apartment, go to the grocery store, pay your electric bill, write that check to the insurance company, and go, holy crap, is this expensive? Thank an illegal. Pinball out.